Ladies, it's Real Talk with Mary Jae. We're getting ready for our late night talk. We're going to have a little pillow talk on tonight. So, of course, I'm waiting for you all to get back in with me. Of course, I got on a little late. Was dealing with a little situation tonight. But I'm here. Okay, so we're going to have our girl talk tonight once again. It's for the mature and serious woman. Hi, Doris. Ooh, it's really late where you are. We're connecting tonight for our pillow talk, our girl time and gel time. So, I came on a little later than usual. Well, not too late, but trying to factor in the time. I wanted to do it later because I believe that those women that are up late and will get on late are really serious about love, relationships, and life. Hey, my sweetie, I miss you so much too. So we're going to have our pillow talk in our girl time. And as I said, this is for, you know how we say the grown and sexy. This is one of those moments, but this is for the mature and serious woman. Okay, so as we're getting ready to come on in, and those ladies who will come on in, because I did not share, I did not tag, but those who will come on in on tonight, I'll just brief you all on some brief announcements with Real Talk with Mary Jae. For those of you that don't know, Real Talk with Mary Jae is a social outlet for a positive outcome. And we come together every Monday morning at 10 a.m. on New Orleans Talk Network. And if you have not already downloaded the app, please do that. Download the app and you can follow me there every Monday at 10 a.m. And then now I'm going to be doing our Pillow Talk late Monday nights, Matters of the Mind with Mary Jae at 10. And you can gel with me right here. So, girls, we're getting ready to talk. Okay, we had our movie night, and it was phenomenal for those of you that came and shared with us. We had a great time. And it was fun. It was fun. Hold on a second. I'm trying to make sure that I have this. I thought I had it. This happens to me every time. Okay. Because I would turn off the do not disturb, and then when I get back on, I forget to turn it back off. Hi, Diane. Hi, Armani. We're doing our late night pillow talk, girls. Matters of the heart, matters of the mind. We dealt with it in a deep way on last week for those ladies who came on in with us. But, okay, on my show today, we were talking about lonely but not alone. Lonely but not alone. That's the subject for today's show. So we want to go in a little deeper on tonight, girls. A little deeper on tonight. That we find ourselves in most cases in these lonely places. Hi, Kim. Hi, Priscilla. In these lonely places, and we end up there in these lonely places for various reasons, okay? We end up in the lonely places because we have so much that, as I said on today's show with my special guest, Pastor Michelle Hubbard, was a blessing today for those of you that tuned in today, this morning. But we find ourselves in these lonely places because we give away so much of ourselves. We deplete ourselves. We empty ourselves of everything to everybody. And then we find ourselves depleted and just void, just empty. Not having that person to fill us back up again, to give back to us what we gave out. We exhaust ourselves in relationships. We exhaust ourselves in friendships. We do so much for so many people, and then we find ourselves in this lonely place with no one to talk to us, and no one to give back to us, and no one to give us all that we've given, to pour back in all that we've poured out. And so we become isolated. Now, the reason why I said that there's various ways that we find ourselves in these lonely places, because you can find yourself lonely even in relationships. I'm going to say that again. You can find yourself lonely even in relationships. Because in most cases, what we do, we cater and we continue to give, because as women, first of all, we're nurturers. So we tend to nurture and give and cater. And then after we've done all of that, after we've done all of the giving, we find ourselves in these places with brokenness. 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 And we wonder how we end up there. Many times we end up there because we forgot to take time out for us. We forgot to take time out to give to us, to do for us, or to put us even first, to put us first. We put everything and everybody else in front of ourselves, and then we're looking around, and before you know it, we have all of this offense, because a lot of times we get offended. Okay, we get offended because we think that, you know what, I wish people would treat me the way that I treat them. I wish they would give to me the way that I give to them. I wish they would care for me the way that I care for them. And the things that I do, people just don't do. What the things that I say and the way that I try to word, be careful not to offend. People just offend. So we find ourselves isolated in these broken places, in these lonely places, and we wonder how we get there. We get there because we have the spirit of offense that come against us. We don't really want to say what it is that's really on our mind. Because if we really gave our mind away, it would be nothing nice, so we hold on to stuff, and we hold on to stuff so long, until our trigger point comes. And when that trigger point comes and you release this stuff, guess what? All of a sudden, you too much. You too high maintenance. You too much to deal with. Why? Because we carried it for so doggone long. And when we keep carrying all of this stuff and we never deal with it, and then we decide one day we're going to look, we've had enough. We're going to deal with this today. And the persons, whether it's friendship, relationship, kinships, now that you've finally got to say what it is that you wanted to say, finally got to say what's on your heart and on your mind, now all of a sudden, you're too much to deal with. You way overboard. You're way high maintenance. Now, you were okay as long as you were okay with everything that was going on. You were okay as long as you were fine with not having anything to say. You were okay when you were going along with the program, but now because you decided that you no longer want to tolerate foolishness, now all of a sudden, you're just too emotional. You're too much to deal with. You've become a violation, So now we're in these places, guys, and we're feeling all of these emotions. But guess what? There were signs along the way. There were red flags along the way. You saw this, you heard that, she said this, she said that. He did this, he did that. You saw it. It was there the whole time. But what you tried to do, you tried to ignore what you saw. You tried to make your mind think that it really doesn't mean anything. Or maybe you over-exaggerated. Or maybe what you're thinking is really not what it is at all. So you ignore it. And when you ignore it, you keep on moving and you keep on going through. And then boom, there it goes again. So how many times are we going to continue to ignore the red flags? How many times are we going to continue to pretend that it doesn't exist and the things that we see just is not what it appears to be? So now you find yourself and you're trying to figure out, really? Is it really me? Did that really happen? Of course it did. Absolutely. Now you have to deal with you. Ooh, ladies, listen. We don't always want to deal with us. We don't always want to deal with us, because when we deal with us, we got to get down deep and dirty. We got to look at ourselves and tell the truth to ourselves. When we take ownership for the things that we do, the things that we think, our emotions and everything that goes on with us, when we take ownership of that and we have a good look at ourselves and understand where we are, because it's a repetitive cycle. It begins to repeat itself over and over. And we have to pay close attention to the signs, because the signs have been there. The signs were there. I said on last week, for those of you that was with us as we gelled on last week, there were signs along the way, but we ignored them. We ignored the red flags. Why do we ignore the red flags? Why do we continue to ignore the things that are there before us? Because it's not always what we want. It's not always what we want. It's not always who we want. But the signs are there. So can we talk about those signs? Can we talk about the signs? Because I said on last week, sometimes we can become so strong that we have such an aura of strength. And I said it before, it's like a repellent. Like, oh my gosh. That's just too much. Sometimes we can be so strong until people really don't think we feel. Because that's who you are. You're that girl. You're that superwoman. You're that Wonder Woman. You're the one that takes the licking and keep on ticking, and you keep on moving. So now you become that person that people don't even think that you feel. Are you kidding me? Do I bleed? Do I cut? Am I bruised? Am I able to be broken too? Absolutely. But because you have been so strong to so many people, and you have stood strong through so many challenges, and you've overcame so many obstacles, people really don't value what you really have to bring. Because after all, you're not supposed to be hurt. They're supposed to be hurt, not you. You're not supposed to be broken, not you. Absolutely not. And so now, what do, ladies? What do? Because that's where we are. We're here now. So how do we deal with it? How do we handle it? Do we continue to point the finger and say, woe, it's me? Or do we continue to point the finger and say, if only he knew? Or do we continue to point the finger and say, she should not have done this and she should not have said that? But what do we really do? Whew, I tell you what we do. First, take a good look at you. Look at yourself in the mirror. Talk to yourself. And take ownership to what really went wrong. And guess what? A lot of times the thing that has gone wrong are the things that you knew the whole time. You knew the whole time. You knew the whole time. But you were trying to hold on longer than you were supposed to. You were trying to be that friend way past the expiration date. You were trying to be in that relationship even when you knew it wasn't for you. Why? Because you kept on clashing. You kept on clashing. You knew it. You knew it. You kept on clashing. And you would try to talk yourself out of it and make yourself believe that, you know what? It's got to work. I want it to work. I've invested too much emotionally in this thing for it not to work. I've shared too much of myself for it not to be what I want it to be. Of course, it's got to be. So now we have to figure this out. So now you're in this lonely place, in this lonely space, and you're by yourselves, and it's just you. And what do? What do? Do you give in just so you can fit in? Do you settle just so you can be the one? Do you give it all just so you can have it all? What do? I believe what we do. Listen. Encourage yourself. After you deal with you, after you know, first of all, encourage yourself. Forgive yourself. Forgive the person that offended you. And rise up. Mary Jae, that's easier said than done. I know it's hard. It's hard. It's hard. Especially when you feel like you're the one that's been doing all the reaching out. You're the one that's been doing all the talking. You're the one that's been doing all the giving. And now you mean to tell me I gotta still forgive. I gotta still, in spite of, I still have to make my way through this thing. I still have to find a way to let them know how I feel. Yeah, you do. And guess what? After you've done it, after you've given it, after you tried, then you move on. Then you let go. And you have to continue to press. You have to continue to understand. Let me tell you what was an eye-opener for me. A light flash for me. Everybody doesn't feel the same way you do. And guess what? You can't make them to. You can't make them feel what you feel. Everybody doesn't feel what you feel. And that was like a big eye, because I thought, oh my gosh, if I'm hurt, I'm so sorry I hurt. I forgive you, you forgive me, and let's just, let's talk it through. Let's see what went wrong. Let's find the medium. Everybody doesn't work that way. I had to learn that. It was a shocker for me, guys. It was a shocker, because when you don't like going to bed with things unsettled in your mind, oh my goodness. My ex-husband knew that. We can have the worst powwow, whatever, feeling whatever. I would still be like, baby, I'm sorry. I love you. Good night. That had to be my last end of the night before I close my eyes, because I don't like to go to bed with things unsettled, and I don't like to go to bed with things on my mind. And the Bible says, don't let the sun go down on your wrath. So I've been that girl my whole life, but doggone it, what happens when the sun goes down on your wrath and you're trying to find your way to see the next day, and the next day never comes? So you find yourself in that space, ladies. But this is what I don't want you to do. I do not want you to go into the dark room. Because I had a lady that inboxed me and said, she's in that dark place. She's in that dark room. Why? Because an individual decided that they no longer wanted to be with you. Because an individual decided to move on. Because an individual decided that they don't even want to be your friend anymore. So she went in a dark room. I told you before, nobody has that much power other than what you give to them. Now, if you give away your power, if you give it all away, you've released it to that individual, and now you find yourself vulnerable. because you've given away your power. Don't allow people to push you in a corner where your back is up against the wall and then you feel like you can't even forgive anymore. You feel like you can't even love anymore. You feel like you don't even want to try this again because an individual decided that they no longer wanted it. So where does that leave you? Feeling sorry? Absolutely not. Come on, Queen. Come on. Feeling depressed, feeling down, feeling rejected. How do you rise up out of that? How do you bounce back from that? How do you move forward after that? Look at yourself and think to yourself, who am I really? Who am I really? What do I have to offer? How much do I want to give? How much do I want to tolerate? What will I celebrate? You have to ask yourself the question. And when you get to that place where you're okay with being who you are, and you're okay with being at that status, and you're okay because you know that where you're going is greater than where you've been, and you already know that the plan. Ladies, listen, why do we find ourselves settling when we already know? Why? Why? I'm telling you, I made up in my mind that I no longer wanted to settle. I made up in my mind that it's okay to pass up dates. It's okay. You don't have to go out just because a guy asks you to. You don't have to say yes just because he wants to. I see ladies sometimes and they're out and you're like, what is she really thinking? What's really going on? That's not even her type. That's not even, I don't understand. Why? Because do we just really want to show that we have somebody, that we're with somebody, that somebody's in our life? We don't have to settle for that. It's okay to be okay with being by yourself too. It's okay to have some girl time. It's okay to not go out on a Friday night. It really is. It really, really is. And that's when you have to come to a point to understand if you're mature enough now to handle it, because you have to be at that place. If you feel like you gotta be doing something, you gotta be with someone, you're still lonely. If you feel like that, you're still lonely. Now, I'm not saying, listen, I'm not saying at all not to be. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be. Everybody wants somebody. Everybody wants to be loved. Everybody wants to feel desirable and lovable. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you get to a place where you're in a room by yourself and you're just shedding tears because you feel like you need to be with somebody, you're very lonely. You're very lonely. Until you get to that place where you can just enjoy doing and being with you, whatever it is, whatever it takes, whatever it is, whether you go out by yourself, do bubble baths by yourself, read books by yourself, go to the movies, eat dinner by yourself, treat yourself. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you dated yourself? When was the last time you dated you? I'm waiting. I'm listening. When was the last time you said, you know what? I'm going to go to the movies and I'm going to have a good time. Or I'm going to go out to dinner and I'm going to have a wonderful time. Or I'm going to cook dinner at home and I'm going to light the candle and throw some rose petals in the bed and down in some bubbles with some candles. Really? But you know what? We'll give all that to him. Won't we do it? Oh, yes, we will. Don't lie. Yes, you will. We'll give it all to him. But when was the last time? October, Doris? That's good. That's good. But a lot of times we don't do it at all. A lot of times we wait. And if we don't have anybody to do it with, guess what? We don't do it at all. So the last time we talked, I talked about the strength. Sometimes being too strong. So we're going to deal with that too. Sometimes we are too strong and we bring off this aura about us that we can't be touched. We can't be dealt with. Hi, Zena. You have to get to a place where, okay, I know I'm strong in my own strength, but at the same time, I got to be able to compliment you. I got to be able to receive you. I got to be able to let you do some things for me. Because me being strong and showing you how strong I am, sometimes, lady, and I'm going to tell you the truth, I'm not going to lie to you. I say, okay, I'm a strong woman. And if a strong man can't handle my strength, he's not strong enough for me. If he can't handle my strength, then he's the wrong one. He's not strong enough for me. And he's maybe a very powerful, strong man. But if you let my strength intimidate you, then you're not strong enough to handle me, because I need somebody that will be able to be sensitive and at the same time assertive. I can be strong, but I might need a man that's going to say, listen, settle down, let me talk to you. You're a little bit out of control. Sometimes we might need that man to be the one to do something for us. You know, whether it's, and I always deal with this with my son or whomever it is. Whether you want to go eat somewhere and then you say, yeah, where do you want to go? I don't know where you want to go. I don't know where you want to go. Where do you want to go? Sometimes you might just need somebody to say, hey, baby, listen, let's go here. I got this mapped out. Can you bless the food? Why don't you bless the food? Why don't you cover me? Why don't you be the one to be in control? And sometimes, ladies, we try to take control of everything. Everything. We want to show them what we can do. We want to show them we know how to do this. And we want to say this and say that. And just be in control of everything. Like, really? You know, I was jumping my daughter's car the other day. About a couple of weeks ago. And she was like, Mom, do you have some jumping cables? I need a jump. I was like, yeah, baby, I got the cables right in here. Raised with 6 brothers, so, you know. Got the cables out. Went off to her car. And I noticed that the cables didn't have the color coded on them. That's what I'm used to, and that's how I know. They didn't have it this time, so I'm trying to figure it out. I was like, okay, I got it. This is positive. This is negative. Let's do. She was like, are you sure this? Yeah, absolutely. It's right. So a man comes by. I got it now. I'm about to get in the car and start it up. And he comes by and he said, hey, do you ladies need help? Jump in your car? I said, sure. And he's telling me what to do. I knew what to do, but I didn't tell him that. He said, go get in the car and, you got to give it some gas and start it up. You got to put it down to the floor. I knew that. But you know what? I said, oh, okay. Thank you so much. I got in the car and I was giving it some gas. We don't always have to say what we know. We don't always have to be the one to say, oh, I got it. I don't need your help. Yeah, I got it. Thank you. You need help with that bag. You need help with that. We like, oh, no, I got it. I do this all the time. I got this. Sometimes the aura of our strength. Let me say this. If you have somebody that's in your life, or you're attracting somebody that wants to be a part of your life, and you make them feel that they're not needed in your life, guess what? They won't be needed. Because as a helpmeet, if he's looking for a queen, he's looking for a wife, he wants someone that can help him, and he wants someone that he can help. Okay? If he's looking for a queen and you're so masculine, you got it all figured out. You got it all together. You know how to do this. You know how to handle that. Now you can do it all. But it doesn't mean that you have to make him believe that you don't need him to do it for you. Oh, y'all quiet tonight. Why are y'all quiet tonight? Why are you all so quiet tonight? Let him see that, okay, she's got it together. She's strong. She's intelligent. She's beautiful. She's powerful. But she's still feminine. She's still soft. She still hurts. She still bleeds. She still cries. But many times we put on that mean mug face like, you know what that is? That's pain. That's pain. That's camouflage strength. It's pain. Because we've been broken so much. And now we feel like we're not letting anybody in. We're not letting anybody hurt us. We don't need your help. We don't need you to do this. We know how to do that. We don't want you to feel that we need you, because if you knew that we need you, then you're going to take advantage of me. You're going to take me for granted, and you're going to try to mistreat me. You're going to think that you own me. If I let you know that I really need you, then I'm opening up myself, and now I've become too vulnerable. I've become too vulnerable. And I don't want to be vulnerable. I'm not about to let you in my space and in my place, and then you really see how I feel. And then after you know how I feel, I'm not sure if I'm ready to give all of that right now. Ladies, we have to get to the point. Either you know your season or you don't. Many times we might be in a season, and the person that we're really involved with or admiring or just getting acquainted with may not be in the same season at the same time. And it's okay. I've been there. I'm telling you, I've been there as well. I've been in a season where there was a man that was ready to get married and looking for a wife and wanted a wife. And when he talked to me, he said that's what he was looking for. And I said, oops, okay. I'm not there right now. That's not the season I'm in, because I just came out of a marriage. I'm not ready to get back in one. No, I'm good. So guess what? It's okay. There was a season that when I had this guy that was really all of that, if you know what I'm saying, really all of that. But I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. I was not. And now that when I became ready, guess what? He wasn't available. And guess what? I said, oh well. And guess what happened, you guys? He became available. And I got scared. I did. Not so much that I got scared. I was like, wait, what's going on? What's going on? Now that he's available, I'm available too, but he's available, and I'm thinking now what's up? Who sent you? Who sent you? Who sent you? Because this has been years now. You circle back around. Now we're both available at the same time, and I want to know who sent them. Now, what is that? That could be two things. Either I can be just that guarded, or I can be just that more mature. Because had I given in during a time that I felt like I was not in that season, oh my gosh, he would have had something on his hands to deal with. He would have had trouble. With a capital T and maybe a double B. I know that's not how you spell trouble. But sometimes we are so excited to be in a relationship and to be with a man and to get involved that we don't deal with us. And had he got me then when he wanted me, he would have had trouble on his hands because there were so many broken pieces in me. I was so scattered and so torn. I would have been trying to get him to fix me. You can't wait for somebody to fix you. You have to be whole. You have to be healed. And the reason why we keep going through these broken relationships, dealing with the same old, is because we keep going back into the same cycle. Because we're too quick to be fixed. And how do you get fixed? You think about it. You think about what you came out of. You think about what you went through. You think about why you went through it. What did you do? Because you have something to do with it too. And then after you think about all those things, you process it and you eliminate. And you say, okay, girl, learn that one. Now, when you learn that, when you don't go on to the next, you take time out for yourself. You take time out to be by yourself, to think through these things and to figure out some things with you. And date yourself, love yourself, encourage yourself, be with yourself, build yourself up, work on your dreams, work on your visions, work on your plan, work on your business, your book. There's so much that we can do. Why are we so bored with being us and being with ourselves? I said, who sent you? Now, I said, girl, you have grown. You're growing up. Because back in the day, I would have been like, hey, how are you? Yes, absolutely. I'm available. What are you doing? But we don't know how to say no. Sometimes it's okay to say no. Sometimes it's okay to say wait. Sometimes it's okay to say stop. Even when you're lonely. Even when you're alone. That's why I said, I'm lonely and I like it. Not that I like just being lonely. I understand that there are some things that I have to work through. There's some things that I see when you have a vision and you have a dream and you see it plain as day and it's right there, so where you can just reach up and grab it, it's like right there. You don't settle anymore. You don't play anymore. You don't have time out for the same. It's not time to see who's going to play house with you. And if you're, because that's what we do. We dress up and we play house, and we want to see if, is he going to pick us? Are we doing it right for him? Are we giving it to him like he wanted? Are we catering? Are we serving it like he wanted? We play house and then we wait and see, like, oh wow, what happened? What happened? What happened? But when you're mature and you've gone through some stuff, you're like, you know what? It's okay. I understand. We've crossed each other's paths, and we're in two different places. We're going in two different directions. We're looking for two different things, and it's cool. Okay, we're back on. It was going on. We got to be good. We got to be good, ladies. We got to be good with being us. We got to be good with being with us. If the right one comes along and it's the right season at the right time for you and you know it, you're going to feel it. You won't have to be second guessing and second questioning and all of these red flags, and you're just ignoring it. God said, drive this way, turn there. Okay. And you're like, that's not even the way you drive. You don't even go down that way, but you went down that way today and you saw, and it's like, okay, but we want to make it fit. So we're ignore what we saw, and then we'll say, oh, well, maybe it wasn't this, maybe, it was just that. And I'm okay with that. We'll get through this or whatever. Oh, you know what? We didn't solidify anything, so it's okay. But that's a sign. That's a sign. And now you've seen another sign too. You've ignored that one too, because you're too busy trying to make something work for you. And it's not that the person is not a good guy, not that you're not a good girl. You're just in two different seasons. He's looking for one thing, you're looking for something else. And it's okay. If you're not at the same place at the same time, it's okay. It's okay. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Like I said, listen. When I wasn't available, he was. When he wasn't available, I was. And now we're both available at the same time. And I'm like, who sent you? I guess he was like, wow, Mary Jae, really? I'm like, who sent you, brother? Because guess what? When you've come out of some stuff, you're not about to go right back in and do the same thing again. No. I'm not saying be guarded, ladies. I'm not saying stay by yourself. I'm just saying present yourself, but don't be desperate. And don't just take everything that's coming just because you've been offered and just because you've been asked. Be specific, be particular. Think about who you want. Think about what you want out of that relationship if that relationship comes your way. Don't just be with a man because you don't want the other woman with him. You don't want her with him. You don't want her to have him. So you're like, you know what? I'm just going to keep being how I am because I don't want her to get him. She giving it to him. I know she's on it. So guess what? So you compromise and you like, I'm about to compete. The devil is a liar. The devil is a liar. You don't have to compete with anybody. You don't have to compare with anyone. You just be you. You're a royalty. You're a queen. You're chosen. Guess what? You are a jewel. You wear your crown. You hold your head up high. And again, you walk like you have somewhere to go. Walk like you have somewhere to go. Do you really? Do you have dreams? Do you have visions? Do you have goals set? Is it something that you want? Do you know where you're going to be? Is your vision big enough to take you where you want to go? Do you think that he's able to handle what God has given to you, or do you have to box it up and put it in a small package where, you know, he's able to deal with it? That's where we are. Many times we try to make it fit when it just won't fit. It just won't work. But we'll try to make it work. We have to stop. We have to stop. I said the other day, write it down. Write the things that you want in the man. And are you able to match it? Because what you want from him, are you able to give him the things that he may require? Help meet. This is for the mature and serious. The ladies who are already married, handle your business. Handle your business. Because if you don't, someone will. And I've already talked about it. Don't come with the BS talking about, oh, well, I've done this and I did that. If he's, you know, whatever. If you won't, somebody else will. I'm going to say that. That doesn't go for single ladies, though. The same thing don't go for the single ladies. That's where we lose it. Because we're not the wife, but we're trying to be. That's where we lose it right there. All right, ladies, this is late night, Monday night with Matters of the Heart. I see you all coming in. Some of you have gotten quiet. I don't know if some of you just fell off or what's going on. But it's a quiet night tonight. It's a quiet night tonight. But this is late night with Matters of the Heart. Matters of the Heart. I see you, Teresita. Hi, honey. Hi, how are you? I see Hope. Hi, Hope. Zena. We got to deal with the tough subjects, ladies. We got to stop. We got to stop hanging our hearts on a willow tree. You got to know what's for you is for you. Don't be delusional. You know. You know what's for you. You know what works and what doesn't. And if you ain't getting nothing, he ain't showing nothing, guess what? Nothing from nothing leaves nothing. If it's not, then it's not. Don't try to make it be what it isn't. Don't keep trying to force your way. Because what's for you is going to come to you. And it's going to find you. Okay, ladies, are you talking tonight? Any questions, anybody? I know I saw a whole lot scrolling down the screen. I wasn't able to read it as it was all going by. Any questions on tonight? All right. Okay, ladies. Listen, I want you all to connect with me for Real Talk with Mary Jae on Monday mornings at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. on New Orleans Talk Network. Go and download the app NOTN, and follow me right there at 10 a.m. Hi, Flindell. All right, girl. Thank you. Thank you. Take it all in. Yeah. We're going to deal with it, ladies, and things that we just don't talk about. And sometimes we don't have an outlet to talk about it. And then we talk about it to the wrong persons at time, and it leaves us in a bigger mess than we were in before. But we're going to do with Matters of the Heart in our Pillow Talk for late Monday nights at 10 p.m. So be looking for that as well. All of what I talk about, I can't talk about it as I say. Well, I can in the morning, but it's just early in the morning. It's just early in the morning. And I think we have some more mature, serious women up at night that are dealing with this, that are there. So I prefer Monday nights be for that, okay? And also, those of you that would like to join our Mary Jae movie club, it was awesome, guys. Listen, what we do, we select our movies. We select our movies and we go out and watch the movie. After we watch the movie, we have a time of girl time and we gel. We come together with cupcakes, coffee, cocktails, whatever it is that you prefer. And we have conversations about the movie. We talk about the characters in the movies and what the movie meant to us and where do we see ourselves and what we thought about it. It's so much fun. I'm telling you, we're doing some things with ladies because guess what? Same apply. We don't want women feeling lonely and feeling left alone and feeling like they need somebody to go out with and getting caught up in these broken relationships and these toxic relationships, dealing with all kind of foolishness. But we want women to just be able to enjoy being who they are and coming together and doing things together. And we had such a great time. And guess, it's not just for the single ladies. We have married ladies as well that's a part. It's just about network and sisterhood, empowerment, and just coming together to socialize and have a good time. That's what it's all about. So we want you all to be a part of Mary Jae Movie Club. You can all go to Women of Treasure. Go to Women of Treasure on my page. And you can see the information there with our movie club and the way that we have fun in jail. And also send an email to womenoftreasure@outlook.com. Womenoftreasure@outlook.com. You can go there, send us an email, and we'll send you our card where you just fill it out, information about who you are, and become a part of our movie club. And we look forward to gelling with you. We'll let you know the next time that we come together so you can come together and be there with us as well. All right. So that's it, ladies. That's it. Hey, Alan. Thank you for coming in the room with all us girls in the room. Our ladies are quiet on tonight. Kay Flindell said they were taking it all in. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that you were taking it all in tonight. I've been asked that we do some retreats, and we're going to do that as well. Hi, John, for coming in the room with us to share with us, girls. We say it's for ladies only, but of course, men, we want you all to come on in too. You're welcome, welcome. I try to say ladies only just so the ladies will be free in commenting to ask questions or to say whatever is on their heart. But we're going to deal with that as well. Okay. All right. I'm out of time, you guys. Because I don't want us to be on extra long, too late, but we're going to deal with us. If we get ourselves together, girls, I'm telling you, we'll be a force to be reckoned with. Definitely. And you will attract that aura that you have. You would attract it. So that's why it's so important to deal with us. So when we're ready to position ourselves, that we're attracting the right type of element into our space, you know, and not just settling for whoever comes our way. You have to be more particular, more selective in this season. And that, I'm telling you, your Facebook page and all of who you are, it shows who you are. It shows. And men will go after that, and you will become a bait where, you know, you're just putting yourself out there in the wrong way, attracting the wrong element into your space, and we don't want that for you at all. Hi, Shawanda. Okay, ladies. We're out of time. We're out of time. So connect with us. Real Talk with Mary Jae on Mondays at 10 a.m. and then for 10 p.m. right here for our late night with Matters of the Heart and Pillow Talk. Okay, it's gonna get deeper. I'm waiting. I'm holding back some things, of course, but there's a whole lot more that we can share. You can go back and look at last week. It was on Wednesday. And for those of you that are a part of my Wow Wednesday, we're still going to do our Wow on Wednesdays at 10. I just didn't want to bring all of that into the Wednesday night at the same time. I didn't want to do our Wow Power Break and then do our late night with the ladies and we come together and pillow talk all in the same night. It was just too much. So I'm revamping and I'm setting everything in order, getting it structured and in place. So I'm going to do the late night with Matters of the Heart and Matters of the Mind on Monday nights at 10 p.m. Okay, and on Monday mornings we're still going to have Real Talk with Mary Jae at 10 a.m. and we'll take it from there and see where it goes. All right, have a good night, ladies. I hope you had a Merry Monday all day today, and your Wednesday is definitely going to be wow.